Hey guys, Khalid from Cricket Fanatics Magazine here, and today with two special guests. Not often do we do this, but I thought today this would be a perfect opportunity to get to know the both of them. And you always hear about them, and it's almost folklore that they look the same, they play the same, etc., etc. So now I wanted to bring you guys to the Marco Jansen and Duan Jansen, the two Jansen twins, and give you guys a little bit of an insight into their journeys, etc. So this is going to be a very casual chat, guys. So don't be too nervous. You're just going to basically tell me a bit about yourself and your journeys. So Duan, I'm going to start with you because you are in the middle of the screen. So I'm going to start with you. Just maybe give me some insight into what you guys have been doing to lockdown at the moment.
Yeah, hi Khalid. Yeah, this look has been a bit quiet, to be honest. We couldn't run the first few months, but I think since the 1st of May, after our birthday, we started running outside. I think we can run between 6 and 9 in the morning. So we run about half an hour, so it's about almost 10 Ks. 5 K, sorry. And then we have like a small gym here at the back that we've started gymming since the lockdown started, just to keep busy. And video games. We've been playing a lot of video games as well. Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And so, yeah, that's how we stayed busy in this quiet time.
Okay, that's awesome. So, Marco, to ask you, because with regards to your bowling, you obviously when you're gymming, like your brother said, you don't really want to put on a lot of weight, man. So, or excessive weight, because you obviously want to keep your arm speed in the same. I'm guessing here. This is just a random guess. So, what sort of training do you do in the gym to keep fit and to stay sharp so that you don't lose your fitness cricket wise?
Yeah, I think for us too, we actually need to put on some weight, to be honest. But here at the back, we mostly do body weight stuff. I think we only have one dumbbell that weighs about 15 Ks, but that's all we have. And then, so we mostly do only bodyweight stuff. So, yeah, we can't really go heavy now, but as soon as we can get into the gym, we'll try and put on some weight.
And Marco, you obviously now have moved over from the Knights to obviously the Warriors now, and your brothers just got signed up by the Knights. But I want to ask you something like with regards to those training programs, you would have obviously got programs from your different fitness coaches. How much do they differ, and how much similar are they?
Mostly it's similar because our body types are quite the same. But our program differs a bit to their program. But it's mostly the same. Mostly it's mobility stuff, and it's not really going heavy, especially not now. It's mostly mobility stuff and stretches and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
but yeah, mostly it's the same.
Yeah. So obviously, Duan, for you, this is obviously going to be your first time playing franchise cricket, of course, with regards to that. And the level of training is obviously going to be different to what you're used to. Have you seen that already in your pre-training? Now with the programs that you've gotten, etc.
Yeah, our programs haven't started yet. I think we're going to get our first programs in 2 weeks' time, just before the 25th. Then our off-season starts officially. Even if we're at home or if we can travel through to Bloem, it starts the 25th. So at the moment, it's like individual gym work. If you want to gym shoulders or legs, whatever you want to do, you do your own thing till the season or till we start the 25th of May. So I think we're going to try, or we're going to run more than be in the gym this off season. So, but still, I'm looking forward for those 10, 15 Ks.
And you guys are both all-rounders, actually identical with regards to that. Are you guys having little battles in the backyard or in your garden, bowling at each other, having some fun with the Duan, you first?
No, not really. I've asked Marco the first week of lockdown, can we have like a small cricket competition here at the back? But now he said he's glad it's actually we have our off time here, so he doesn't really want to play cricket. But I've hanged a cricket ball in a sock here at the tree at the back. So if I want to come and hit a few, I can hit a few at least to be in my own space if I want to hit some balls.
Yeah, because Marco, the reason why you not want to do this cricket competition and stuff, are you scared that you're going to give a little bit of your secrets away to your brother when you before you guys actually face each other on the field?
No, yeah, I'm actually scared of him breaking my batting and my bowling confidence, to be honest. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, there's not much space here, to be honest. So I just told him, now we actually have we chip quite a bit here at the backyard. So we try and stay busy as possible. That I told him, actually, I just want to take a few weeks break of cricket wise and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this week we got programs where we have like throwing loads and bowling loads actually, but mostly shadow bowling, trying to get those muscles moving.
Yeah.
So yeah, this week we started actually doing that. So yeah.
So Marco, it's completely understandable that you obviously wanted to take some time back and just relax, because you had quite a meteoric rise over the last season. It just went from starting from Kyle Majordo week. After that, you just flew up, and it was just through the levels, it's emerging, etc., and obviously playing in the MSL, all of that. Tell me how you handle that, because it must have been quite difficult to handle that quick move or fast-paced lifestyle. But I mean, did your personality, because you're very laid-back guys, both of you guys are very laid-back, did that kind of help you deal with all that fast-paced life that happened after that?
Yes, it is quite difficult moving through the ranks, but luckily for me, I had enough, I would say, older players or more experienced players to help me through it, to be honest. Because when I was playing emerging, there was Tony DeZorzi helping with my fields and stuff like that. And then at the SA side, there was Anna, who helped me a lot with my bowling and stuff like that. So luckily for me, there was more experienced players who helped me through everything and stuff like that.
What was it like to learn from Anna and those guys and those senior guys? What sort of tips did they give you?
Most of them, they only told me to stay calm in pressure situations. But if I go more technically, like Björn saw in my bowling action, I wasn't getting quite over my front foot. So he just helped me with small stuff like that with my bowling action, because he's also left-handed. So I enjoyed getting good critique or good advice from him. But mostly they were just trying to calm me down and just told me to stay in the moment and do what I've been practicing all this time.
Yeah. So Duan, your brother, obviously he had a different type of rise. It's an abnormal rise, kind of, because not everybody gets that opportunity to be able to go through the system so quickly. You are taking you could almost say the longer route, but it's also quite quick, the way you've transgressed from Kyle Jordovic, obviously school cricket, straight into now franchise cricket, and you obviously played semi-pro cricket. Tell me about your journey. What's been key to your journey, and how did you stay focused, even though you're watching your brother now, who's your twin, go so fast ahead? How has that motivated you, or did you just focus on your own game?
To be honest, I think I had a back injury when I was in matric, so that put me a bit back, like 6 or 7 months. But I wouldn't say that's the thing that held me back. It's just, I think it's happened for a better outcome, if I would say. It gave me more time to see how my brother handles himself in those situations. And he actually, I think I've learned a lot of him more than the players that I've played with, that even though I'm not progressing as fast as I could say through the ranks, but still I can achieve it if I work hard. So yeah, I think I learned more in my cricket from him than the other players in the team.
Yeah, because from my perspective, I don't see it as you being held back. I think that it's just that your brother had a journey that is a lot of people dream of having. Things fell into place with him, and by God's grace, etc. And obviously his talent as well, it helped him get there. So for you, to give those youngsters, because you're the perfect example to do that, because there's a lot of rivalry in sport, and some people see their friends maybe progress much faster, or now you, in your case, your brother. And it's amazing how you've just stayed calm and focused on your own game. So advice for other guys that are going through that situation.
You're cutting
think there's a bit. So, guys, I think I don't know if there's a bit of a lag. Is there a bit of a lag? Yeah, it's a bit of a lag. Marco, can you just unmute yourself quickly? Yeah, I know, Sadiq, I can hear, but I think they're just having a little bit of communication issues here. Marco, can you just unmute your mic on your side? Oh, they're both gone. Okay, so they're just having a little bit of Wi-Fi issues, I think, at the moment. Guys, get your questions in. Let's continue the conversation. From what you have heard so far from Marco and Duan, I mean, my opinion obviously has been that they both have been in a situation where, I mean, it's quite difficult, obviously. Imagine if you see your brother or your, okay, Marco's back. I was just about to
Hello,
say.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to
Yeah,
have...
it's a problem.
Yeah, and that's normal. It happens. So let's continue this. Duan was saying some interesting things about that journey. Did you get to spend? Did you get to see him a lot during your time? Because obviously you traveled a hell of a lot quite quickly. Did you have opportunity?
Sleep a
Did you
lot.
No, you got to travel a lot, obviously.
Travel
And
a lot, yeah.
yeah, because did you guys see each other enough for you to be able to give him some advice?
Oh yeah, like when we like after every 4-day match, for instance, we would go back to Bloom, and then my brother would be there because we stayed together. So then he would ask, "How was it? How did I feel when I bowled?" and all those type of stuff. And then I would show him on. So then I'll show him some videos of how I bowled, and then we would criticize one another. And he would tell me, "Listen, yeah, I could improve there." And I told him what I felt like doing and what was the plan and those type of stuff. So I think we communicated a lot. Even after a day's play, he would call me and then he would ask, "How was today? How did you feel? And what did you think there? I saw you bowled well," and stuff like that. And then we would communicate and tell one another how we felt and how we saw different things.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get. Okay, so Duan, you're gonna have to unmute yourself on your side of the screen. It says that, so we can find the unmute button. Cool,
Okay.
perfect. So Duan, yeah, just pick up where you
Okay.
left off. With regards to what I asked you.
Can you just ask it again? I think it's the video switched off or my Wi-Fi wasn't good here. Can you just ask the question again?
Yeah, so basically I asked you with regards to giving advice to others that go through the similar thing as you do, because a lot of people will have friends that they see go ahead of them faster. Obviously, it wasn't all in your control, but what sort of advice would you give to others with regards to that were in your situation?
What was important is to learn from it, from the other cricketers, not even from my brother as well, but from the guys that were or played as well. Like one of the guys was Patrick Botha that I played with in Free State. Asked him a lot of questions, how he went through this, injury prone or whatever in the season that he went through. But as well, when practices was on, is to be focused and stay zoned on my own thing. To focus on, let's say I have a certain checkpoint, I want to reach this training, I want to achieve it this training, and then I'll set my mind to it and stay focused in every training that I want to train. I don't want to go into a training net and say, okay, no, I haven't learned something or I haven't practiced something new, or you understand. So it was about owning your own space and being focused in the net sessions as well.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to Marco. So if you hear your brother speak like that, and obviously he spoke to me before when we did a feature on him about his motivation, how you motivated him. How's your brother motivated you?
To be honest, when he got his back injury and I saw how he worked very hard to strengthen his back and his core and stuff like that. It helped me, and it actually motivated me to work harder as well, because I saw my brother was working hard. Because in a sense, we are not playing for, like, I am playing for myself, but I play for my brother and for my dad, for my parents, for my family as well, to make them proud and stuff like that. So when I saw my brother working as hard as that, I thought, if he does it, why can't I do the same? So through that, I worked harder as well with my core and gym work and stuff like that. So he motivated me in a sense as well to keep going and work harder and try and perform with every opportunity I get.
Yeah, and with regards to Marco, obviously you now in a new phase of your life, you're moving over from the Knights. What was your reasons behind that initially? What was your reason for going over to like a franchise like the Warriors?
There's no specific reason. It's just, I think I'll get more playing opportunity, to be honest, because at the moment me and Gerald, we are kind of competing for the same spot, if I'm completely honest. So the main reason was to get more playing opportunity and to try and get on the field more as more as possible. So that was basically the main reasons. No specific other reasons.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. So now, Duan, for you, obviously a new challenge, franchise cricket. How excited are you, obviously, to get going? I know the COVID-19 has kind of stalled everything, and we don't know when we're going to go back to having normal lives again. But how excited are you to get going? And especially to have a coach to help you with the bowling, like someone like, obviously, Alan Donald, a legend in the game.
Yeah, I'm very excited. In Free State, like we have our own practice sessions, but like before our sessions, the Knights practice. So it's not. I know most of those guys. I've went out with them at some stages for dinner or and those stuff. So it's not like I don't know the guys really. But I'm very excited to learn from them as well, like Piet van Biljon, with his captaincy and how he thinks around. And I'm very excited to play with Gerald, another young cricketer, a fast bowler, to pick his brain as well, because we haven't interacted in that sense of a way in the cricket nets. And so, and with Alan Donald, I'm very excited as well to pick his brain on and off the field, how he approaches his cricket career in some stages that he went through. So, yeah, it's exciting times, but I'm trying to learn as well in my career, especially when I'm this young with those legends.
Yeah, because I mean, it's amazing. You guys are twins, and you guys have lived similar lives, but you are completely two different people. Now you're going to completely two different environments. So it's almost like you guys are going to teach each other for the rest of your life, because at the Knights, for example, they have a much more experienced lineup, and you coming in as a youngster. You spoke about Gerald Coetzee, whereas the Warriors are building a new, fresh, young team. With the guys like Vian Lubber that's coming into their setup, and now Marco as well. And it's a crazy, crazy way that you guys are going to be playing two different styles of cricket, especially. So, Duan, I want to ask you about Gerald, because obviously you guys came through the same. I remember watching you both at the at Kamajolovic. It was insane to watch that guy bowl at that speed that he was bowling. It's ridiculous. I mean, for you guys to see him, how quick is he, and what makes him special?
Yeah, he's pretty quick, especially in bloom nets. I must say he's a bit quick, but I think that makes him a bit more unique is how he approaches his practice sessions. And not even on the field, but off the field as well. You watch a lot of bowling videos and like Shoaib Akhtar, Alan Donald, and it comes with a lot of questions, especially to Alan Donald. So I think he's like a sponge. He likes to learn and ask questions from, even if he doesn't know the guy, he likes to ask uncomfortable questions even to learn. And I think that's what makes him unique as well. And that's why I think he's been doing so well as well in his short cricket career. So even I can learn a few things from him. to be honest. But yeah, he's a very special cricketer to even be a friend with, not even have played with him yet.
Yeah. Guys out there that I have joined the conversation, you guys can continue getting your questions in the comment section below, and I'm going to ask them soon. I'm just going to ask Marco just one more question, and then we can go over to the comments, because I think a lot of the comments and questions in the comment section is going to be stuff that I'm going to ask you, so I might as well let the fans ask. So Marco, like I said, you're coming into a younger setup at the Warriors. Someone like Robin Peterson, who you do know well because he's always that guy in Majorla weeks, walking around there, etc. We just had news that Barkir from SWT is now coming in as an assistant coach, etc. down at the Warriors in a coaching capacity. How excited are you to be at the Warriors and to play with the players that you're going to be playing with?
Yeah, I'm very excited. And I know Coach Robbie P. We worked actually together with the under-19s as well when we went to India, and then and I'm also very excited to learn stuff at with Pete Puerta, who's the bowling coach there as well. We also know each other quite well with the SAA stuff as well, and he helped me there a lot with my action and my run up and stuff like that. And I'm very excited for the new journey, to be honest. To play with other players and pick their brain how they see the game, because when you play against one another, you don't actually ask those type of questions, to be honest, because you don't want to say too much about your game and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to learn stuff or to learn and ask questions, especially to players like Anna, who's playing for the Proteas as well.
Yeah, of course. So I'm going to ask you now the first question from the fans. I'm going to give Marco the first answer. So do you see yourself playing for the Proteas in a few years? I think that's an obvious question, but you can go ahead and answer that.
Yes. Yeah. Hopefully, I'll work hard enough and get the opportunity to play for the Proteas. But it is quite tough, to be honest, because there's so many good players in this country. So to make it, you have to work very hard and perform consistently as well. So yeah, but team of mine.
Cool. Duan, can you this answer? How do you plan on going towards that journey? I mean, you're going to take first class cricket and list A cricket, etc., T20 cricket, etc. What is your plan? Do you guys put up a visual board or something to vision what you're going to achieve, or how are you planning your journey to get to that level?
Yeah, from a small age, we actually just wanted to play franchise cricket for starters. Everyone's dream is to play for the and everyone has their own journey. Some, like you said, some goes quicker through the ranks than other. But I think it's experience that also counts. So the more you play on a higher level, the more you'll gain experience, obviously. So it's important to gain that experience in that level to be comfortable to get that step up to the Proteas. So I think to gain that experience is firstly to play and dominate the franchise level.
Okay, awesome. Duan, you can continue answering the first. And so, who is your cricketing hero? I hope it differs to Marcus.
Yeah, I fancy Mitchell Starc, especially because of his height. And I'm not drag pace, but I want to clock that 140s, 145s when I get old, stronger as well. But I fancy Mitchell Starc as to be my cricketing hero.
Okay, awesome. And how about you, Marco?
Mine was Dale Steyn, because I just loved how he bowled with passion and every time he gets a wicket, you can see how he bowls with passion and with that aggression. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
from small age, I like seeing that how pumped he gets when he gets a wicket. Every time I played, I try to be as pumped as well and try and copy him.
Yeah. Did you ever have opportunity to meet him or chat to him during the MSL at all when you guys played the Blitz?
Yes, I did chat a little bit, not a lot actually, But I did ask him a few questions about how he got to bowl as fast as he did, and he just told me he worked on his action and his fitness and those obvious stuff. But we didn't talk a lot actually.
Yeah. So Marco, this is a question directly to you, and the second part I think you both can answer. So I'm going to let you answer the first half, and then I'm going to let Duan answer the second half. So Marco, you played so much cricket last year, but you're still so young. Did you find yourself stronger than the season before?
I mean, like physically stronger.
Yeah.
Yes, so last season was obviously my first year out of school, and then in matric we didn't play as much games, so I felt a bit stronger. Not stronger, but we didn't play as much games, so I didn't feel the stress on my back and stuff like that. So when I started playing franchise cricket actually I didn't play that much games last year because after the first 4-day match I got a back injury, so I didn't even play that much cricket. So I wouldn't say I felt stronger than the season before. It's just, I think just last year I was a bit unfortunate to get that back injury.
Yeah, so Duan has already answered this actually. He said he wants to improve his pace. But Marco, is that how do you go about doing that? What sort of tips do you get from the high performance? Obviously, have you worked with at all Winnie Barnes at all with regards to that and get some advice from him? Because obviously he was a quick bowler, bowling 160s back in the day apparently.
Who's answering, me or Duan? I can't see if my...
Yeah, Marco, you answering.
Oh, sorry. Yes, for us, everyone, like when we speak about bowling serious pace, the first thing that comes up, everyone says you have to be physically strong to endure all the impact that goes through your front leg. And then technically speaking, ideally you would want a braced front leg and you have to go over your front leg. So that's where you generate most of your pace. But yeah, it's just mostly the first thing that we focus on is getting stronger physically, and then we go to the nets and we work on our technical stuff.
Okay, so Duan, I'm going to let you answer the next one first because I think it's quite an interesting one. It's a more fun question. Have you guys ever been interested in the same girl?
Yeah, that's a tricky question. To be honest, yeah, there was some occasions that we fancied the same girl, but we would go and talk to each other first before we even know. But most of the times we'll say, okay, now let's just leave her, because the one would be upset and the other one would score. You understand? So
Yeah.
most of the times we would just say, no, let's just leave it.
So, Marco, is it normally Duan that comes to you and says, "Wait, I'm interested in the same girl as you," or is it normally the other way around?
No, it's actually it mostly it's like this. Like let's say we hang out with friends and there's a bunch of girls there as well. Then we would speak to the girls or whatever, and then after a while, I'll see, listen here, or in my head I'll think, listen here, Duan is eyeing the same chick as I am. So then I'll go to him and then I'll ask him, listen here, what's the idea here? What's your plan or whatever? And then we'll speak about it. And then because actually most of the time we like now let's leave it. And then and then we get times where, for instance, this one time I can remember Duan told me, no, you can go it and you can try work your magic or whatever I have. So so normally we speak about it first and then we go in.
Yeah. So Duan, do you guys ever though wingman each other or help each other out, like from a wingman perspective? And has anybody ever taken one for the team?
No, it's tricky. We haven't. It's actually weird. We haven't actually wingman each other. We usually have friends that wingman the one or the other, but actually wingman each other with a girl yet. So yeah, it's actually weird that we haven't tried it. But I think it's over dominant. Two two over 2 meter tall guys comes to one chick and says, okay, now this guy likes you. So I think it's actually a good approach to get one of our shorter friends to go wingman, to wingman ourselves.
Okay, that's awesome. So next question is, does any of players get confused between the two of you guys when they see you together?
Yeah, some of them that hasn't, let's say, the guys from Free State that knows us for a season now, they know the difference between us. But let's say we meet someone new, then there's some things that they don't pick up, and they say like Marco, and then Marco, for example, then we both turn around and see to whom he's actually talking to. But yeah, it has happened that some players mixed us around.
So Marco, the next question is for you, I take it. And it was, how was the experience bowling to Vera?
Yes, it was a great experience, to be honest. But I didn't think it was too fond of me because at that time I bowled a lot of cutters, and then the wonder pitch was actually helping me a lot. So I would beat the outside edge. So what happened was I would beat him on the outside edge, and then I think the first time he threw the ball nicely back, and then I beat him the second time, and then after the fourth or fifth time I beat him on the outside edge. He actually threw the ball back at me, and I saw he got and I saw he got a bit angry at me as well. So I was like, "Yo, this guy is serious." So then I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna stop bowling cutters. I'm just gonna bowl seam up."
But you were speaking about being like Dale Steyn. You can't be backing off to Virat Kohli.
No, but I was 17 at the time, and yeah, I mean, it's Virat Kohli, so I thought, nah. I mean, this guy's gonna either smack me over the head, or something. I didn't know what he's gonna do, but I saw he wasn't happy with me beating him on the outside edge.
Yeah, well, that's a good question to ask you. So obviously, we know that Virat is very competitive on the field. I mean, I've had a different experience with him off the field. He was actually quite nice to me and got to know me and spoke to me while we were walking to the press box. So it was quite an interesting. I didn't expect that. I was shocked because he was one of my favorite players. But with regards to you, did you guys have time to mingle with him off the field? Does he carry that same intensity off the field?
Yeah, I mean, we took photos after practice, and then he was a nice guy. So I think it's only when he's in the zone and he's practicing and actually try and work on stuff in the nets. I think that's the only time when he takes it seriously. But I mean, after practice, we took a lot of photos and we chatted a bit. And I mean, he was a very nice guy, or he was very nice to us.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And Duan, this one I'm gonna start with you. Obviously, you don't have a rivalry, or do you? And how do you encourage one another to keep on going and not giving up when you go weary?
Yeah, I think to keep in touch, especially when we, like Marco's going out to PE, is to keep in touch, especially with our games. We like to know one another's games, like when he goes through a tough patch, or even while he's kind of high on the field, and even off the field as well. So we like to encourage each other, even though sometimes we compete against each other. We like to see other succeed in our short-term career or even long-term career going forward. So we wouldn't be jealous of one another. We like to see each other grow and succeed in what we love doing.
Okay, that's awesome. And with regards to you guys, this is an awesome question, Duan. So who is the better batsman between the two of you? I'm going to let you answer first, and then Marco can answer this.
I would say now, red ball cricket, I'm a bit more better than Marco. But Marco's white ball cricket is average. I think that average is too high for him, to be honest. He had a lot of not outs. That's what saved him. But no, I was just joking. But he's actually a good batsman. I think we're on the same level, red ball and white ball. It's just about making that moments count when it's needed on the field.
And for you, Marco?
like you said, I think we're very much the same player, batting wise and bowling wise. So for me, and me and Duan, we speak about it a lot. Actually, it's not about whose technique is better, or like we like to talk about it, those stuff. But normally for us, it goes about who uses his opportunity when he gets one. So, for instance, let's say if Duan goes out with a silly shot, then I would call him and I'll ask him what did he think and stuff like that. But I think we actually on the same level and same at the same level if that's what you ask.
Yeah. So obviously this is an obvious one, but I'm going to go with one. This was a question to you, but we know that you guys are all rounders. But it's very difficult to see because when I saw, for example, when I saw Marco in the nets, he looks a proper batsman. He was hitting the ball extremely hard. When I watched him play in the nets, when I watched you play at Kyle Majorovic, you were beating the ball cleanly as well. So Duan, you already have 350s under your name. At first class level, do you fancy yourself as a batting or bowling all-rounder? How do you guys classify yourself? Let me start with one.
I think I fancy myself as a proper all-rounder, to be honest. Even though I'm opening the bowling, I like to hold the bat in the games and also in the nets. But I think I can say with the most confidence that I want to be a proper all-rounder. I can improve some things and bowling as well. But I think we can say that I like to be an all-rounder at the end or even at the middle of my career.
Yeah. Because Marco, obviously, you guys batted a little higher, I think, during for Free State, when you played in Kyle Majorovic than you do now at franchise level. So what do you feel about your all-round ability?
Yes, like Duan said, we like to see ourselves as proper all-rounders, or we strive to be proper all-rounders. But for me, in franchise cricket, you get your bowlers and your batters and your all-rounders. So there's like you said, when we played for Northwest, we batted a bit higher because we can do both sides of it. But in franchise cricket, you get your batsmen, your proper batsmen, and then you get one or two all-rounders and you get your bowlers. So it's quite tough to bat higher than 7 for me, if I could say it like that. Because from 1 to 6, all of them can properly hold the bat, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay, so 2 people have asked exactly the same question. It's also a light-hearted one, but who is mom's favorite?
I'm not sure. I'd like to think I'm a mama's boy, but he's actually gonna have to ask that to my mom, to be honest. But I'd like to think that I'm a bit of a mama's boy.
Yeah, Duan, what do you think about that one?
Yeah, I also think that's for my mom to decide. I think we're gonna ask her this. We're gonna ask who's her favorite to find that out, and we'll text you.
Okay. So this is also one as well because we see it a lot happening on prank videos, etc. But Duan, any memory of your childhood where you prank people by being twins?
Yeah, there's one in particular. I think we were in grade 7 or 6. We looked a lot similar when we were younger. Then one day, we and my brother decided that we're gonna exchange our school bags, and we're gonna, let's say I'm gonna be Marco and he's gonna be Duan for the whole day. And we went through the whole day for me being Marco and him being Duan, for no one to even ask us, okay, aren't you Duan or aren't you Marco in the class? So that actually was a lucky day to Jansen.
And Marco, to pull that off, you must know a lot about each other, obviously, because you have to have the similar behaviors. But where do you guys differ? What is different between the two of you with regards to the way you are?
I like to think that Duan is more of an outgoing person or an extrovert, if I could say it like that. And I'm a bit of an introvert because he doesn't matter if he meets new people, he likes to do his thing and be funny and try to be funny and make people laugh and stuff like that. Where I like to mind my own business, if I'm being honest, and then I'd like to see what's happening and learn people on that level instead of just going in and speak to them and stuff like that.
Okay, awesome. And Marco, you will probably be able to gauge more because you obviously would have played in games where people have obviously checked your speeds and seen your speeds. So is that the right one? Oops, that's the wrong one. Who is quicker with the ball, would you say, between the two of you? Or are you guys similar in space?
In primary school and in at the beginning of in high school, Duan was actually a bit quicker than I was. I was more of a seam bowler in high school, where Duan was actually real pace. But I think we're more or less the same now. But I think I was a bit quicker than Duan before he got his back injury, and then after his back injury, obviously he had to come back. And I think we're actually quite similar now.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so Duan, I'm gonna ask you this next one. Let me just do this thing quickly. Who has the good taste in music? He said he's an extrovert, but normally you're gonna assume that the extrovert has the better taste in music. But I'm gonna think. Who do you think, Duan?
No, taste differs. From me and Mark, I like to go and search on, I think I have the app Jukes. So I like to go and search random music and see what tunes do I like, or what lyrics do I like in songs. Like Marco, he's like a one-track minded guy in his music. He likes Afrikaans, English, and that's that. Or he likes Nicholas Lowe, for example, and he would just go and search that guy. I wouldn't say he doesn't give an effort to listen to my music, but he prefers to listening to his own style, own artists.
Yeah, another one from Daniel Duan is he wants to know if you had to play against Marco, would you bounce him?
Yeah, I think I would, just to stir up his brain a bit. But remember, if it goes around, it comes around, eh? So I have to be careful. If I want to bounce him, I have to knock him off and get him off his feet, off the field. Otherwise, I know one of them is coming back to me as well.
Yeah, so Marco, I'm gonna add on to that one. Marco, who is dismissed each other the most out of the two of you in the nets, etc.? Who's gotten the most amount of wickets between the two of you against each other?
In primary school, Duan got me out way more than I got him out, to be honest, because I was very scared of him. Like I had this, like, I don't know, Duan, he just knows ways to bowl to me, because he actually scared me, to be honest, because he would always, like, in primary school you practice on those turf nets, so the ball skids, and then he would actually aim for my ribs and stuff like that, and scare me, to be honest, and then I couldn't practice batting properly, if you know what I mean. And then like to be honest, I didn't like facing him in the nets in primary school, but yeah, because he was not nice.
Yeah. There's another one. Oh yeah, I missed this one. Sorry. So Marco, how is the feeling when you got Shikhar Dhawan's wicket against India? Eh?
Yes, I was stoked. I was so happy. I didn't like. I thought he was gonna actually hit me for 3 or 4 fours, and then hopefully he messes it up, and then I'll get him maybe. But when I got his wicket, I think it was my first international wicket, so I was quite stoked and happy. And I mean, for me to get a guy like that out, it means a lot.
Okay, cool. So I don't know if you guys watch football at all. Do you? Just not if you do. But if you do support a football team or Premier League team, is it the same team? And who do you support? So Duan.
I think it's the same team, Man United. But to be honest, we only choose Man United because my dad worked in England for 4 years in Manchester. And
wow.
That's when we actually started watching soccer, Man United. And yeah, I think that's why. I think we support the same team, Man United. You must ask him. Maybe he doesn't support them anymore.
Yeah. So Marco, do you support United as well?
Yes, we do. do support the same team.
Okay, so let's have some fun with this one because I'm a United fan and obviously I'm gonna have to pull this one into the ranks. Okay, so let's start with Marco. Marco, who's your favorite Man United player of all time, would you say?
I think Wayne Rooney is for me the most favorite player to watch him play, to be honest.
Yeah, so what was about Rooney that stood out? Because I was watching I don't know if you guys follow Full Time Devils. It's a Man United fan channel on YouTube. And the two presenters, Adam McCall and Stephen Housen, were talking about that. Would you have a team of 11 Ronaldos, or would you have a team of 11 Rooneys? So if you had to pick one, who would you have? In their peak, they're both in 2008, that era when we won the double.
No, I mean when I watched Rooney, I was quite small, so I can't remember much. But knowing what I know now, I probably pick 11 Ronaldos, to be honest, because I mean, because if you see what he's doing with the football, you can't even compare them, to say it like that.
Yeah, and Duan, I hope that your answer is going to be different on who your favorite United player is.
Yeah, mine is Paul Pogba. I think it's Paul Pogba. Yeah, I just like his skill and the way of business he goes on the field, and he has like this how can I say it? This
Swagger.
way of approaching the ball, even his attitude, his swagger on the field. So yeah, he has a swagger presence on the soccer field. I like that about him on the field. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. So, guys, I don't want to keep you up too much and too long here, but thank you a lot for coming on the show. And I'm hoping I'm going to get you guys. Maybe we can do individual ones later on. I just wanted to introduce you to the program, and then obviously we can get into some more details later on. Sometime in the next weeks, we can do individual ones with each of you and get really deep into your stories and your goals for the season. Duan, I'm going to let you first go. I just want you to leave a message to the Cricket Fanatics magazine fans that have asked me to get you guys on here.
I want to thank you for letting us join on this live feed. And for guys that's out there, the watchers or cricketers that's watching this now, work hard and be patient. Even if you have a longer career coming for you or shorter, but enjoy it. Enjoy every moment, even when you're young or where you are in your career. Enjoy every moment and stay safe.
Yeah, and Marco, just a word from you.
Yeah, like Duan said, thank you for putting us on the show. I mean, it's a huge honor to be here. And then for the players out there, just like Duan said again, just work hard and never give up. And I mean, try and use every opportunity you get, and praise him who gave you the talent to play the sport that you love. So yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys, and I hope you guys stay safe, and to your family and to you too, stay safe. And for Peter, everybody in the backyard for me, and then send me some videos that we can post on our platform. So thanks a lot for coming on the show, and I'll speak to you guys soon.
Thanks, Khalid. Thank you very much. Cheers.
See you, man.
Thanks, Khalid.